All right, everybody, we are back. Unfortunately, I missed the very beginning. I think this is the first match, or the first game of this match. They started without me as I was waiting for my coffee, which I very much need. Tasha versus Joe Spence. Oh, what a great shot Tasha made there. Just a little bit of extra follow through, but that was a tough shot. Long, straight four ball. If you guys can help us out and share the stream, we would really appreciate it. We'll see if my friend Tony will sit in with me. We'll see if Tony's brave enough to put the headset on. I think this is the first time we've actually seen Tasha on the stream. It's a good treat. Tasha is a very accomplished player. Just started playing a whole lot on the 9-foot. They just got a 9-foot table at home. But Tasha is a very accomplished player in her own rights on the 7-foots. Plays a lot of the VNEA events, goes down to Vegas every year, plays, I don't even know how many Masters events that she's been in the finals, in the singles and the team event. Plays on the same team as Bev and Joanne. But first time we've seen her on the stream here on the 9-foots. So excited to see how she does here. Joe, one of the original members of Barry's team. He was actually very close to Barry. They were kind of like family, so nice to see Joe back in town. He recently moved out to Penticton as of last year. Bought a bit of a business out there, so doing a lot of work. Came into town specifically for this event. And as one of Barry's team members, a bounty on Joe's head. $50 on the A side, $50 on the B side. If you can take out one of Barry's team members. A little extra grease. I don't know if somebody has the link to the draw out there, but the draw is live on Digital Pool. You just go hit the tournament button at the top and then do a search for 6th annual or the leather pocket. It should come right up. If somebody can comment with the link, I will pin it. Would be helpful. Good shot by Tasha there. Perfect on the 7 ball. I think this is their first match of the day too. So just trying to loosen up. It's been a while since we've seen Joe on the stream. Like I said, he moved to Penticton last year, which is probably about a good solid 8-hour drive. I'm not really sure how much he's been playing out there. The summer months is his busy months. But always nice to see Joe back on the table. Oh, there's our friend Keith with the draw. Thank you, Keith. Let me just pin that for us. There is the live draw. We are following along on the chat on YouTube and as well as Facebook. So feel free to ask some questions. Tasha's going to give Joe another swing at this 8-9 ball. Get a few games under their belt. I feel like they just need to feel a little bit more comfortable. First matches of the day are always a little rough around the edges. Joe's got a little bit of angle on this 8 ball here to come back and forth for the 9 up the rail. was unfortunate. Unfortunate. That was just like perfect weight to go into that side pocket. I believe find the right buttons here. I believe that was their first game. If you are just tuning in, you are watching the 6th annual one-time Barrie Hooey Memorial Tournament. $120 to get into this event. Filled up within about 48 hours. The turnout has been amazing. Lucky to have Leather Pocket in our corner with a $10,000 added Jitsu bucks for this event. Format for this event: 9-ball on the 9-foots on the A side, 7-foot, 8-ball on the B side. So it's going to make this 96-player tournament run pretty quick. It's nice because the players don't have to wait so long in between their matches, but also have to change disciplines, going from a 9-foot to a 7-foot. In the event of a final double dip, they have to go from the 7-foot to the 9-foot even. So it just adds another element to the game. The favorite players on the 9-foot are not always the favorite on the 7-foot and vice versa. So I love this format. Good break for Joe. Looks like he got 3 balls off the break. Has got a good view of the 1 ball here. I'm pretty sure it passes the 5 to the corner pocket. 4 ball is nice and close to the side. Just wants to be wary of where he wants to be on the 5 to get a shot on the 7. Wants to make sure that he's got the right angle. Which he gets. Nice natural angle to come float down to the bottom side of the table for the 7. And it should be good just coming off the bottom for the 8-ball in the bottom left. Perfect speed on that cue ball to not scratch in that same pocket. He just lost that cue ball on that last match, or that last game. Gave Tasha ball in hand on the 9-ball. So we're tie game. We're at onesies. Tasha to break game number 3. And this is our friend Barrie here, who has earned the nickname Captain Calgary. He captained so many teams in Calgary, had so many friends, played a lifetime of pool, and nobody other than Len really loved the game as much as Barrie. So we are honored to be able to have this event every year in his honor. Barrie was a character. He always called it as it was. Very, very little filter on Barrie. But the passion for the game was limitless. So what do we got here? We've got Tasha, she made a ball. Got a good look at this one ball, but it's kind of in a tricky spot. A steep back cut. Not really sure if it passes that 9 ball. Looks like that's the 2 just beside the 1. So it's going to be tough to hold for that 2 ball. If the 1 ball goes, I might actually even look at going into the 2 to bump it out, because there's no way you can hold for it at that steep of an angle. Maybe even use it as a stopper, push it towards that left top corner. Rail first, bump the 2 ball center of the table if that 1 ball goes. Might just see a safety here. Maybe she was going for the 1-9 combination. Oh, that wasn't even the 2 ball, it was the 4 ball. Sorry guys, it's tough to see the colors of the ball on this little screen. Leonard says, take the flyer. That's my style. My style would be to take the flyer. So it looks like Joe's got a good look at this one, but 1 to the 3 is going to be tricky. Might want to look at the 3-4 combination. That's Larry Walper to the left there. That is the TD. Larry does an amazing job for this event every year. Uh-oh, a little rub off the 6 that was not planned. And I think that 7 ball's got him covered on the 3. He might have to kick at this 3 ball. We are following along on the chats, guys, on Facebook and on YouTube. So feel free, ask some questions, make some comments. Share the stream, we would really appreciate it. There's going to be lots of great pool happening today. We got through the very first bracket yesterday, 96 players. A third of the draw had a bye to start, but we got through 32 matches last night, which was pretty great. In relatively decent time, too. I think there were some matches just finishing up when I left at about 1 o'clock. But we didn't start until, I think, maybe 8:15, I think is when we started last night. So in a matter of 5 hours, we got through 32 matches. That was pretty good, I thought. Jeff on YouTube says he needs to find this tourney on YouTube so he can use a big screen. Well, I think you found it, Jeff. If you just do a search for Q Sports Live on YouTube, you guys can cast it up to your big screen. Keep your Facebook open for comments, maybe. Watch it on your laptop. Leonard says the first tournament I placed in, I beat a pro taking a flyer. Well, sometimes you got to be good to be lucky, lucky to be good. I hope it paid you well. Looks like Joe's on the 4 ball here. Some distance. I don't know, what do you guys like to do here? Use the 7 ball as cover? Oh, he went for it. Went for the cut. And I think Tasha's got a shot at this 4 ball here. It's pretty close to the rail. But maybe even rail first, possibly? It's outside of that point. So we'll see what she chooses to do here. Yeah, that was a tough cut, and she's gonna get fortunate here, I believe. 4-ball leaked out just slightly, so Joe may have a shot at this 4-ball. I know he can see the edge of it, but can he see enough of that edge to run the 4-ball down to that corner pocket? We'll see if he goes rail first. He did try to go rail first. He didn't see quite enough of it, but gets a good leave out of it. 7-ball is a full ball behind that 7, or before the 4. Leonard says it was Tom Finstad in the 9-ball tourney. Everyone was like, what? Tom Finstad, that's a great win. I think Tom is actually local to Edmonton now. Yeah, Jeff, you found it. You're commenting on YouTube, so you found the YouTube. Surprise. Good contact for Tasha there on the 4. Leaves a shot on the 4-ball, but it's going to be tough for Joe to get back on top of the table for the 5. Jeff on YouTube says 744 pretty much pro level, yeah? So you are not wrong. Joe has been a semi-pro for a lot of years. Just hasn't had the time to make a real good run on the pro circuit, but his skill level is there. But like I said, Joe moved out to Penticton last year and bought into a business out there and has settled down on slightly, so I'm not sure how much time he's been able to play. The summer months are his busy months. So we're going to see Joe probably get a little bit more settled in and comfortable on these tables. He's been away for quite a while. But his skill level is there. Joe, I believe, let me just get my player sheet. We have 14 players over 700 Fargo in this event. 22 players over 680. So a good third of the draw is, or a good quarter of the draw is over 680. Joe is number 3 on the Fargo list. So the 700 plus players, I'll just read them out real quick. Stephen Holem at the top at 766. Our very own Ben Francis at 757. Joe, who we're watching now, is 3rd at 744. Lucky to have Brady Gullen in the room at 732. He is tied even with Eric Vargas at 732. Rob Phillips from the Edmonton area showed up. We haven't seen Rob Phillips for a little while, but he's a 723, and he's tied with Stan Taranjo. If you guys watch any of the Western events, you'll always see Stan the man. Aaron Arganoza at 719, one of our local Filipino players. Russ Whittle at 716. Brian Butler from the Edmonton area, the Top Shots owner, 708. Edwin Montel at 707. Randy Baggett came out from Winnipeg. Nice to see him in the room, 706. Stu McTaggart, 702. And Carlos Barbosa at 701. So those are your 14 players over 700. And then we have another, good handful of players over the 680. So this is a tough tournament. Lots of monsters in the room. We would love to see a few more even next year. We're missing a few Western Canadian monsters in the room. Joe took a little bit of a punch on that 5 ball. He's going to leave Tasha a shot here. Jeff on YouTube saying Brady is always kicking butt. Yeah, Brady's got his handful in this event though. There's no gimmies. Brady moved out to the Calgary area last year, I want to say. And he's been in this pool room pretty much every day. This is his home club. We're super lucky to have Brady. But he does have his hands full. There's some great competition in the Calgary, Alberta area. Between Calgary and Edmonton, there's some heavy hitters. Tasha's in a good spot on this 8-ball. We'll see if she just floats us in or if she goes 2 rails. She opts to go for the 2, 3 rails, get off that 3rd rail. She's got a couple inches off that rail, so she should be okay here. It's one of my own pet peeves is just landing right on that rail. Way to stay down there, Tasha. 2-1 game. Tasha in the lead. I think Tasha's just going to go grab herself a drink. Would really appreciate you guys sharing the stream for us. Let's get that stream out there. Like I said, I am following along on the chats for YouTube and Facebook. So feel free to chat me up. I'm in this. I'm in the hot box all by myself. I think while these guys are just taking a quick break, I'm just going to run out there and make sure I've got the score right because I did miss that first game, so I'm just going to double check. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And the score is right. I didn't miss as much as I thought. Good safety attempt by Joe there. I think he got her. Played a safety on the 1, and I think she's just behind the edge of that 5-ball. Yeah, I call it the hot box, Leonard, because we're actually off in a storage room off to the side, so not actually in the pool room, which is great because I can talk as loud as I want. I can, hoot and holler without disturbing the players. And obviously streaming to Facebook, we have to be very sensitive to the volume of the music out there. So it's kind of nice, but it can be a little bit of a hot box depending on how many people are in here. There's, with us talking constantly, it's a lot of hot air floating around in here, Jeff says, why are you alone? Where's Ben? Ben is playing a match, I think, currently. I think he's got his hands full with Jeff Wanless out there, I thought I saw. Ben's pretty busy. Ben is the GM of this particular pool hall. Him and Len, the owner, were very close. We lost Len to cancer probably, geez, I want to say maybe 3 years ago now. Time is just kind of flying by, escaping me. But nothing more than Ben would love to do than, have a hand in Len's legacy. Very lucky to have billiard lovers like Ben and Barry, Len in our area. They just do so much for the pool community. If you guys are in the area, Leather Pocket particularly is open 365 days of the year. They do not close. They are open New Year's Day. They're open Christmas Day. In fact, every Christmas they do a free dinner for those people that would like to come and just play some pool. Good try there by Tasha. The 2-9 combo. Is she going to leave a 2-9 for Joe? I think she just got behind the edge of that 6-ball. We'll see if Joe attempts the 2-9 jump combination. He only has to get over like a quarter of that 6-ball. No, it looks like he's going to try and kick at it. Good contact. Tasha can see the 2, but not an easy shot to make. Keith is asking where Peter is. Peter is on his way. He had to work today. Peter will be here for a bit in the afternoon. I think he's staying into this evening too, so we'll have good coverage for the rest of the day. Oh, there's Jeff's wife, Len. 5-4 for Jeff Wanless over Ben Francis. Fantastic. Not that I want to see Ben on the B side. I don't want to see either one of them on the B side, but that's a great match for Jeff. Jeff is asking, wondering how they get the $10,000 added. That is wild. It is a little wild, and to be honest, we are very fortunate to have some pool lovers in our community. Really big supporters. And we had somebody here in our community that just is very generous and wants to put back into the pool scene. If you know the pool hall business at all, you know that it's a tough business. But just because we have so many great players here, constantly in the room, some great events. Like I said, this tournament here, 96 players filled up in about 48 hours. The ring outs for the venue is great when you have events like that. You have 100 people in the room and buying drinks and meals and all that kind of stuff. Plus, they're very successful with their walk-in traffic. So they do fairly well on their own, but very blessed to have people that are willing to invest in the game, put on big events like this and help us. Our late pool room owner, Len, and Captain Calgary, Barry Hooey, would just be filled to the brim to seeing how the community has grown over the last few years. Nobody would have appreciated more, so we're kind of really proud how that's grown. So it looks like Joe made an air ball on that last shot. He's going to give Tasha ball in hand on this 2. Does it go? Is this a safety? It looks like it was a tight pocket. That 2 ball is left hanging, but it is deep. So we'll see if Joe is able to do a rail first shot on this 2 ball, or if he has to hit it dead straight and just draw it back for the 3. He would ideally like to be center table. Three to the 5 is going to be a key shot. Cue ball coming in hot. Coming in hot. Luckily enough, Joe's got a shot at this 3. I think maybe the bank. Nope, just opting to play the distance, and he nails it. Good safety there by Joe. Perfect weight, perfect speed, end to end. Jeff on YouTube asking who I am. My name is Stephanie. I am Grant's wife. If you watch CSL at any point, Grant is my husband, and he is out of town. Ben is playing and running the pool hall, so tied up. So that puts me in check, and I am happy to be here. Our friend Peter will be in later this afternoon, so you guys will get a little bit of a switch up in voices. But it's helpful when you guys comment on the stream. Keep me talking, because it's tough. It's a tough gig when you're sitting in here talking to yourself. Josh, you should come down, take a baby break, and come sit with me. Nope, not Susie. My name's Stephanie. Susie, there's a Susie out in the room, though. She's playing the event. Joe has 3 more balls here to close out this game. Make this a game of twosies. Perfect on the 8-ball. Nice angle to come off the top rail. 1 or 2 rails back down for the 9. Josh says he's microphone shy. Josh, it just takes one time. You just got to give her one shot and you're hooked. It's not hard. 2 rails down for the 9. I like his chances here. Tie this game up. A couple of early misses for Joe. Kind of gave Tasha a gift at the beginning. He scratched that first game on the 8-ball, gave her ball in hand on the 9. But it looks like he's starting to settle in a little bit. Like I said, Tasha is a pretty accomplished player on her own. She plays the Masters events in Vegas every year with Joanne and Bev and April. Taking down a lot of Vegas events in the Masters division. Just recently, I think over the last year, got a 9-foot table at their house, so putting some 9-foot time in. So Jeff on YouTube is asking for a friend what Fargo would be getting 2 to 3 arrows or first attempts every 10 games be approximately. Bar box. Fargo would be getting 2 or 3 EROs or first attempts. I would say so, and I don't know where you are, Jeff, but in the Alberta area, I feel like our Fargo rates kind of differ from the states because none of our league operators report to Fargo. So your weekly league events don't report to Fargo. So the only Fargo that we actually track here in the Calgary, Edmonton area is for tournaments. So your weekly tournaments report to Fargo. These big events report to Fargo. So, and I feel like that skews the Fargo a little bit if you're looking, you know, within North America or worldwide. But in the Calgary area, I would say 2 or 3 EROs first attempts would be kind of in that mid 500. I think at like a 580, it's not surprising, you know, if a player puts a few racks together. No minimum Fargo required for the microphone, Josh. Come on down. I know that you probably need a baby break. Joshua just had a new baby, so he's on daddy duty. Good afternoon, Rhonda. Nice to see you pop in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Share, share, share. Did I just miss marking up a game? Did Joe get that? Busy talking about Fargo. I took my eye off the screen for a second. Kyle Jones asking, why don't they enter league info into Fargo? And I may have an unpopular opinion of that. I feel like in order for them to put Fargo into league, and it's not like they're hiding the information at all, but in Alberta, we are very heavily swayed into VNEA versus BCA. And that's just kind of always been the culture in Alberta. VNEA is an ideal time of year. If you are in this area at all, you understand our weather. Our winters are very, very cold. We have very few months of summer. So to travel down to Vegas for that event in February is great because at that time of year, you're kind of looking to get out of Dodge for a little bit. But the pools aren't open. You know, you don't get any pool time. It's kind of like, you know, if you're investing the money to go down to the States where the exchange rate is a little bit tough right now and all that kind of stuff, you're looking to go in the warmer months where you can, you know, play some pool, sit poolside, have a few drinks with your friends, you know, walk the strip and, you know, just wear your shorts and that kind of stuff, bathing suits. But Alberta especially, we've been very heavily swayed towards the VNEA time of year in May, June. Plus, we also have a Westerns VNEA event up in Edmonton every year, the WC VNEA, which puts on a really great tournament. If you know Nigel and Scott, that tournament is very, very well ran with the VNEA committee. So there's always an event to go to if you don't want to cross the border or unable to cross the border. There's always a good team singles event at that venue at not Greygull, River Cree every year. And so the leagues here tend to use CompuSport. CompuSport is not Fargo centralized, but I mean, the points are, you know, all the reports are there for Fargo to take if they want, but they just choose not to use LMS for their software. So, long answer is the leagues tend to prefer to use CompuSport for tracking of the games, which does not report to Fargo. But the information is there if Fargo wanted to take it. So, as a result, our Fargo ratings are a little bit more skewed because they are only, tournament reported. So it's not where you play Joe Schmo one game 2, 3 times a year, and it's like I could play Ben Francis and win 2 out of 3 of those games. That's really going to skew my Fargo. Whereas if I play Ben Francis 2 or 3 times in an event, he's going to probably win 3 out of 3 times. So it definitely makes the Fargo a little bit more accurate. I feel like the leagues that report to Fargo skews the Fargo rate a little bit. So that's the difference between our Fargo here versus Fargo in Mississippi. So that's my long answer. Sorry, that was a little long-winded, but I have my opinions because I used to run league as well. So I kind of understand that Fargo topic a little bit. Kyle says, very true. I personally don't love the idea of league going into Fargo. I'm going to league to socialize and have fun. Well, and that's the thing, right? You play Joe Schmo once or twice a year. You're there for a good time. You're socializing. You're not really putting your all into that game. Whereas, it's a different animal when you're playing tournament. This is your tournament life, right? You're staying on the A side or you're on the B side, and this is your tournament life. You could be going home. You just paid $100, $200 to play this event. You're putting a little bit more into it, right? Whereas league, could you honestly, realistically, could you care whether you win or lost that game? You don't really care until you're in the playoffs, really. But completely different mentality. You got it. That's my opinion, anyway. The score on Steven's match, I'm not too sure, Ursula. This is Steven's mom here. I think you can actually see the lives. I don't know if they're keeping live scoring on the bracket. Tasha got out on that game there while I was giving my long-winded answer. Sorry about that. A little bit of a tangent. I'll try to not do that. Are they doing live scoring on digital pool? I can take a look here. Let me see if I can find their match. Yeah, so there's live scoring on digital pool. If you just click the link at the bottom of the chat there, it should take you to the bracket. So it looks like Ben versus Jeff. I know that they're doing live scoring there. It is 7-5 for Ben over Jeff. Race to 9. Jeff on YouTube says they've got to have some pretty amazing indoor pools in Vegas. No, I think most of them, just because of their weather, I don't know if I've stayed at a hotel where they've got an indoor pool. I think they've all been outdoor. Yeah. Steven is not live scoring. Okay. I guess players can. So Lan says players can use the live scoring, but I think they prefer just to use the scoreboard. They have the flip cards here, and I am in my little cubby, so unfortunately I don't have view of their table. I know that he was playing Rick Glenn. Is he still playing Rick Glenn? Oh, our friend Sean Yee is going to pop out and see if he can look for us. We got to be a little careful of, how often we go in and out of this room because the B-side matches are going now, so they're using some of the 7-foots.
5-5.
Oh, 5-5, Sean says. There you go, Urs. Or George. Maybe it is George on Ursula's account. 5-5. Duking it out over there. Joe just taking a look at this 2-ball. Wants to make sure he's got... Oh, he played the carom. That was a smart shot. I didn't actually even see that. Fortunate, I think the 2-ball is inside the point of that side pocket. He should be able to chip it in here. Maybe just a little bit of outside. He can get to that left-hand rail for the 3. Like so. This is working out well for Joe. Oh, there's Steven walking by right there. They must be on a break. One more key shot for Joe here. Shape from the 7 to the 8 to the 9 is pretty natural. Just been to Vegas 3 times, but a long time ago. Google search shows indoor pool on the Strip even slides. Well, the good and bad thing about that is that BCA is held at the Rio. I know that their pool is outdoors and not open during the February-March months. And VNEA is at Westgate. And their pool is also outdoors. So we don't get to play at the hotels where they have the indoor pools. So that kind of takes that out of the equation. You don't get to choose where we play. Unfortunately, that is in the hands of the sanction. I'm just going to ask Sean, can you check the score to make sure I've got this right? Just want to make sure. I know I went off on a little bit of a verbal heater there. So I want to just make sure that I've got the score right. Score is right. So rack number 8, Tasha to break. Alternate breaks for this event. What do we got here? Dry break, it looks like. Is it a dry break? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, made the 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ball. Nope. Is that the 5 ball at the top? Nope, that's the 1 ball. 5 ball. It's tough to see on this little screen the colors of the balls. The 2 and the 4, the 6, or the 2 and the 6 kind of look similar. 3 and the 5. Yeah, I might need a pair of glasses. She did get a ball, though. That's all that matters. Pretty good break here for Tasha. Everything is pretty open. The 3-4 pretty snug together, so that might be a little bit tricky. My personal nemesis shot of running a ball down the rail. But the 6 to the 7 looks pretty textbook. I think Tasha got a little fortunate there. Just, you know, a ½ inch behind that 8 ball, and I think that 8 ball kind of got her, but she's not getting down on this 3 ball very quickly. Did that 8 ball get her? Tough to tell. I don't mind actually just making the pot on this 3-ball and taking the 4 to the top, which she likes also. Nice angle on this 4. Hopefully she can just slide over to the left, take an easier shot on the 6. Jeff on YouTube is asking if this is one of the new 9-footers on the stream. This is not. So this is actually one of the original 9-foots. The 2 new ones are the ones to the left and upper left on that wall. Those are the 2 brand new tables. Top and bottom tables to the left of the view right here. So the only difference, they're the exact same tables. They're the black Blue Label diamond 9-foots. The 2 brand new ones on the left there came with the Simonis cloth, so those have Simonis. The rest of the 8 tables have been newly done with Championship, but they've been rolling really great. Really good playing conditions. Cloth is still pretty new, so it plays pretty slick. I think Tasha took her eye off the ball slightly there, just looking for shape on the 8. Undercut the 7. So this is kind of a gift for Joe. 3 balls to get out on another rack on Tasha here. Nice little pocket weight shot just to stay center table for the 8. And a good angle on the 8 ball. Kind of come bottom table for the 9. Joe likes the punch to come across, which I don't mind. Joe's going to open up this spread by a 2-game lead on Tasha. One more quick shout out to our friend at Nick's Q Innovation. His phone number is at the bottom there. Send him a text or go to his Facebook page to arrange any Q maintenance that you may need. This guy is magical. Has fixed some things that I didn't think that were fixable. He's got every tip in his arsenal, so whatever tip you want on your cue. Fix some pretty amazing ferrules, broken shafts, all that kind of stuff. Makes his own custom cues as well. So you'll see a lot of our Calgary high-end players playing with Nick's jump cue that he's custom made, and they're pretty amazing. Give him a shout. He will actually ship your equipment to and from you as well if you want any maintenance done on your cues if you're out of town. Turnaround time is pretty amazing. Scott asking if I watched the Reyes Cup. Scott, I did watch a little bit of it. Unfortunately, it was like during my work hours, so I wasn't able to watch too much. I did watch a lot of the highlights, though. It was kind of a runaway. I was really surprised. Really surprised. Corey asking where this is being held at. We are at Leather Pocket Billiards in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. This event here is an annual memorial tournament that we have for one of our beloved captains that we lost to cancer a few years back. This is our 6th annual. Really good support for this event. 96 players. This event filled up within 48 hours. $120 to enter, $20 to green fees. A side is 9 ball on the 9 foots. B side is 8 ball on the 7 foots. We have 10 9-foot tables and 8 7-foot tables. So we'll keep this tournament moving along pretty quickly. Joe missed the pot on that 1 ball, and he's going to leave Tasha a window to see this one. Joshua, I think, is an owner of one of Nick's jump cues, and they are pretty slick. You'll see a lot of our high-end players use one of Nick's jumpers. They're pretty sought after in this area. They jump like super easy.
I have his original one, first
one. Jeff on YouTube is asking, how much is his jump cue? You know, I can't even... They're so sought after. Sean's saying around 6, I think. Potting Ball's here with a $90 Amazon jumper, but wants a better one. You know what? If you can find some... They're really tough to get because he can only make them so quick. He's got a regular 9-to-5 job. He's not a full-time cue maintenance guy. He just does it because he loves the game and he loves the people so much, and he's so particular. Like, he's a good machinist, so great on the lathe. So he doesn't have a whole lot of time to pump them out as quick as he wants. He can definitely sell them quicker than he's making them. So if you send him a message, though, and put yourself on his list, I would definitely recommend. They are very easy to get rid of if you don't happen to not love it, which I think is highly unlikely. But if you can get yourself one of his jump cues, they are really easy to get your money back on. But like I said, chances of that happening are pretty unlikely. They're pretty sought after because they're that amazing. Thanks, Josh. Corey says best to y'all. Thank you, Corey. Josh says around 6 to 650 if you're lucky to find one used for 500. Yeah, like I said, they're not easy to come by because once you get one, their players are not letting them go. Joe got fortunate left the cue ball hanging in the pocket. I'm good, thanks. And it looks like he's horn hooked. I thought maybe he could still get at that too. Maybe he's a little horn hooked on that too. Gonna give Tasha ball in hand here. It's 4-3? I'm going to check on this score after this game here, make sure that we got the score right. Sean's saying that he just checked the score and it says 4-3. Maybe I jumped the gun there a little bit. We'll double check that though anyhow. It's possible I jumped the gun. Maybe Joe forgot to mark a game.
8-5 for Rick.
8-5 for Rick.
Or 8. Let me check. I'll double check with Rick sitting on Maybe
make
8-5 for Steve.
gonna make
I think it's 8-5 for Steve.
checking some score updates. And Sean says, by the way they are sitting, it looks like Rick is up 8-5 on Steven. I don't know if Ursula or George is still listening. Sean's going to keep his eye on it, make sure that it's he's right, because just
Yes, 8-5 for Steve.
oh, it's 8-5 for Steven. Okay. Sitting on the wrong sides. So just as a mental note for you guys that are playing tournaments and you're using flip cards, normally what helps people that are monitoring scores is if you sit on the side that you're keeping track of the scoreboard. That definitely helps. So if you're sitting on the right, you're using the right side of the scoreboard. That helps us kind of keep track. I know it's not always possible, but that always helps for those of us who are trying to watch the scores. Jeff on YouTube asking if Hidden Spot, the 580 and under, reports to Fargo, and they definitely do. I believe they use digital pool as well, so anything electronic. And Mike Page knows our pool community very well and the popular halls. But we're so pool oriented here in Calgary and Edmonton and surrounding areas within Alberta. They know to keep their eye on us, so we try to run every event electronically versus on paper. Oh, Joe overcut the 8 ball. Not an easy shot for Tasha here. This is a long slight cut on this 8 ball. But all the tournaments that are ran weekly within Calgary for sure. Hidden Spot, Mojo Billiards, Leather Pocket, Sticks and Bones, they all run their tournaments via either Challenge or Digital Pool, and they all report to Fargo. So the short answer is yes. Disappointed that leagues don't. Yeah, I get it, but I'm kind of on. I actually like the fact that league doesn't. If they did, it would kind of like even out the Fargo rate average for players across the board. In our area versus the players in the States, it would even that out definitely. But I think that leagues reporting to Fargo kind of skews the numbers too much. Because like I said, when you're a league, you're just there to have a good time. Catch up with your friends, have a few beers, socialize a little bit. It's your night away. Just it's girls' night, it's guys' night, it's football night, whatever. So you're not really focusing as much as you probably should. So I feel like that win is not a real win. You know, I can play Stephen Holem, 3, 5 times out of the year, and I might win half of those games because Stephen's not really putting his 100% into a league match, a league game. He's just there to get away from the kids for the night, have a couple beers with the guys. So it's not an accurate win, I feel like, so. But that's just my opinion. Joe is having a rough go this match. Yeah, like I said, I mean, Joe's Fargo is up there because he is a very, very skilled player. Like I said, however, he's kind of. I've been around the pool scene for a lot of years. I feel like I'm watching these guys grow up. They were like late teens, even early 20s when we first met these guys, and they're literally growing up before our eyes. Getting jobs, investing in businesses, settling down. They have significant others now. So, they're growing up, different priorities, right? Which happens to all of us. And Joe bought into a business last year, maybe the year before, but their busy time is like the summer months, literally from May to the end of September, October maybe. So he's kind of like off the pool map for those months. So just getting back into the swing of things. But like I said, as we see these matches kind of progress, this is still the second round of matches on the A side. I feel like as we get deeper and the players get a little bit more comfortable, things will progress. Oh, Kevin says it looks like I gave Joe an extra win during the game where the score was 2-2. I may have done that. Lyndon on Facebook says you can definitely tell when Steven changes gears, Joe as well. Ben too. Ben's another one. Like, you can just tell by the way they walk around a table how comfortable they get down on the ball, how quickly they're playing, how comfortable they're feeling at the table. They're very easy to read that way. But you can definitely tell that Tasha, like I said, they just got a 9-foot Brunswick at their home this year. And she used to play a lot of bar box. And you can tell that she's putting a lot of time in on the 9-foot. Making a lot of great shots. She's not letting Joe run away with this. So glad to see her playing on the 9-foots. Len on YouTube is asking if this is a straight race to 9 or handicap. This is a straight race to 9. Great bank shot by Tasha there. Wow, nailed it. Great shape on the 7. Just wants to be aware of the angle on the 8 to get back to the top of the table for that 9. The 9 ball is very close to that top rail. I like what Tasha's doing there. This is a big swing, so the score is either going to be 6-3 or 5-4. So this is a big swing. You're definitely getting deeper into the match. You're kind of like at that halfway point. You don't want to take these shots for granted. So stand up, reset. Do the be sure, which she was. Nails that, just spears that 7 ball in. And even though she's got a little bit of distance on this 8, I feel like this is a nice, punch draw shot to come off that left side rail. Back for the 9, depending on how confident you are. I prefer the draw shots. But depending on how confident you are in your smooth stroke, she could, go forward. I think I prefer the draw on this shot here. End up kind of where the cue ball is now. She dug down and takes full advantage of 9 ball. Didn't call that 8 in the side pocket, but she's going to take it. Going to leave herself tough for the 9. Lyndon asking if there was a Calcutta, and that is not something that we normally have at these events. The ALCB within Alberta is very, very strict on things like player auctions and Calcuttas. So But if you're in the room, there's always some action to be had, if you're catching my drift. But we don't talk about it. It's that's the Fight Club rule. It's the pool club rule. We don't talk about it. Because the Alberta Gaming Commission does not like us doing that. So we don't even mention it. So there we are. Tasha gives Joe another swing at that 9-ball, and the score is 6-3 for Joe over Tasha. But that could have very easily have been a one-game spread, 5-4. Game number 10. Let's see how Joe does on this break here. Did he make the wing ball? Looks like he did make a ball in the bottom left-hand corner there. Got a good look at the one. And it is cuttable. Slightly overcuts it. Had good shape on the 2. But left the 1 ball a little bit tough for Tasha. I think we'll see Tasha play a bit of a safety here. Use the 3-7 as a bit of a shield. And she's going to nail it. Great weight there, nice and tight to the 7. Joe makes good contact on the 1. A little bit of a zigzag shot. Unfortunately, he's going to give Tasha a good look at this 1. Didn't get a good roll to hide. He was just looking for contact. I can't tell if that's the 7 below the 3 or the 4 ball. It looks more on the brown side to me. So possibly the 7. Tasha looks like she got a good roll there. 2 ball just rolls behind the 3. Looks like Joe's got a half a ball to make it over for this 2 ball. Good contact and gets a bit of cover from the 7, but I think the 2 ball is still makeable in that bottom right. Just taking a look at some upcoming matches here. Looks like underway on the A side. Mike Robinson and Mario Richard are playing. Stu McTaggart, Rob Phillips. That'll be a good match. Norm Doucette and Warren Ortiz. Mark Nickel and Sam Gator. Good to see those guys playing. Carrie Campbell, Nick Manuel are live. Shane and Ben. Oh, Eric Vargas and Jordan Rothermel. That would be a great match. Jim Jutzy and Lloyd Anderson. Brett Armiston and Rainan are also playing. Oh, John Pay Pompey and Ben Francis are going to match up. The teammates. Somebody's going to make $50 there. Part of the original Barry's team playing each other. RTD Larry Walper versus Brady Gollin is coming up. Nitin Sharma, who came out from the Toronto area, is playing our local Colin Bilodeau. Some good matches coming up. Nice cut on the 6 for Joe. A little bit of a steeper cut on this 7 ball than he would have liked, but I think this will work out for him. He's just going to kind of come across, hopefully stay on the top end of the table for the 8 in the side. Joe goes around the world, perfect shape on the 8. It's a little bit of, looks like he's going forward here on the 8 for the 9. I like that shot on the 7. He was able to open up his stroke a little bit there.
Tell people that we are going to have a tournament tomorrow on the 9 foot.
Oh, okay.
9 ball, 9 foot.
9 ball on the 9 foot weekly tournament is a go tomorrow.
Handicapped entry.
Handicapped entry. 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock start tomorrow. So when Ben was on the air earlier, he said that the weekly would not be going tomorrow just because we had the event going on, plus wanted to save some tables for a walk-in. But it looks like there is enough interest, and they will have the weekly 10-ball Sunday tournament tomorrow. 2 o'clock start for those of you who are interested. Jeff is asking if there's room for spectators to eat and stuff. Bar box open. Are you asking for this weekend, Jeff? So there's lots of places for people to sit and hang out and spectate and watch the tournament this weekend. So if you're in the area, I would definitely urge you to come down and hang out. There's going to be some great pool to watch. I mean, we're only watching one table here, but I mean, there's some monsters in this tournament. This format here will fill up the 9 foots on one side and the 7 foots on the B side. So there's not going to be a lot of tables to rent until probably later tomorrow. There are a couple of valleys that you can play on if you're lucky to hop on one of those. But lots of great people and matches to watch if you want to just come and hang out. Lots of places to sit and eat. George and Ursula asking about Steven. I think I saw, if you look at the draw, I think the final score was 9-5 for Steven. Tasha's got a good opportunity here. A little bit of angle on the 4, but she can make it back out, kind of center table for the 5. She should have natural angle to get back for the 6. 5 to the 6 might be the key shot here. 7 should lead nicely to the 8. Just negotiating the 5 to the 6 around that 7-9 traffic, I think, is going to be key. Asking for the cue ball to slow it down. She's got, the 5 ball is kind of a hanger, so she's got nice angle on this 5. I'm assuming 1 rail for the 6. That was the idea, but more distance than she was hoping for, I think. Oh, she hits it nice. Perfect. Did she get 2 straight? I mean, she got maybe a little unlucky and got 2 straight on this 7. Hopefully she has a little bit of angle she can go forward. She tried to force it a little bit. Tried to force it a little bit. I think she was a little bit straight. A little down and up for Joe on this 7 ball. Should be fairly routine. Plays a 2 rail, perfect. Little bit heavy. Little bit heavy. He's on the 50. Looks like he likes the back cut. And he gets it. Good shot for Joe. That's going to put him on the hill. Joe is the first one on the hill. Quick little shot of Barry with his daughter Chantel here. I know that he would just be smiling so big if he saw the turnout for this tournament in his honor. Hockey lover, one-time sayer, That was his saying, one time. Root the boys one time. Come on, make the bank one time. Use your one time. So that is what is on his jersey, and that is what the boys shout to each other when they're competing. Great break by Joe. He makes many balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Makes 3 balls off that break. And what are we working with here? He's got a shot at the 1. Not the easiest of shots. It's a little bit of a steep cut. Could possibly try the bank. Maybe he gets a 2-way there because that 8-ball offers some coverage. I feel like he's got a big enough lead here to be aggressive and just kind of go for it. He liked the bank shot. That works out. Nice shape on the 4. Just either a stop shot or roll forward slightly for the 5. Perfect. This is an opportunity for Joe just to let his stroke out a little bit, get a little bit more comfortable. I feel like for the both of them, they just kind of needed an opportunity to loosen up slightly. Joe probably couldn't have asked for a nicer textbook rack on the hill. Nice draw for just a small cut on the 9 for the win. And that is going to seal the deal. That is a 9-3 win for Joe over Tasha. Good effort by Tasha there. Geez, you can really tell that she's working on her 9-foot game and putting some time in. But for this match here, I think we're going to sign off. I'm going to check and see who we have coming up next, do a quick little reset, and stretch my legs, and we will be back shortly. So don't go far. We'll be back with your next match. Thanks, everyone.